Welcome to Courtside Moms. I'm your host, Wendy Sparks. Today, I have the absolute pleasure of speaking with Bernadette Stephenson, mother of Lance Stephenson of the Indiana Pacers. Bernadette, I'm so happy to have you with me
Thank
today.
you.
Well,
Thank you. Thank
welcome.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So, we got to know what's going on with Lance. I know he's currently with the Pacers, where he has returned for the third time, amen, with this organization throughout his, what now, 11 years in his
Yes,
career?
yes, yes.
Wow,
11 years. Yes.
such a
So
blessing.
yes, it is. Almighty thanks to God. Yes, Lance, it was a long road, but Lance is back with the Pacers our third term.
Mhm.
And it's it feels really great. I
Yeah.
mean, he's overwhelmed feeling it. As a family, to see him back, it's been a long journey. They draft Lance back in 2000. Okay, Wendy, you gonna help me out with some dates? Back in 2009.
I got you. 2010.
Okay. see, help me out here.
I got you.
2010, they drafted Lance. Lance was 40th pick overall.
Yes.
Yeah, that's another story.
Listen.
Um,
Well, we'll
and
get to that story after because
oh
we
yeah,
want to hear. And you know what? It's important
yeah,
that we share because
yeah,
we're the ones that go through the road with our kids, right? So we
yeah,
see the behind the scenes stuff that happens, right? So this is why courtside moms exist because we are
yes,
talking authentic facts here, right?
yes,
And that's
yes,
what's important. I mean, now your son is back to the same organization that drafted him in 2010, like we're saying. So that's a blessing within itself because, like we're saying, this is his third
yes,
time with them. And
yeah.
he said, going back to the Pacers, gave him comfort as it has that family feeling, right? So, in your opinion, how have the fans embraced his return?
Well, the Pacer fans love Lance.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know what kind that love is overwhelming. They just love him, and him going back there through this obstacle he went through to get that love that he adored when he got back there. It's undescribable. It's
Yeah.
undescribable. As a family, we when they said they was picking Lance up, I'm like, again? Wow,
Mhm.
okay.
See?
3 times. We're going back 3 times.
Yes.
Okay. Lance went back in his first home game. I think when he returned, it was a away game. So the fans didn't get to see him yet. And I think it was about 3 days later when they had a home game, and it was a grandstand in the stadium.
Oh, you see?
People, even the people that we spoke with back when we was there with the Pacers, or that are calling me, they on Facebook. Oh my God, I'm glad you guys back. When you come in and visit, we love to see you. And Lance, he put on a performance for them actually that game. And I think that was the game. I wasn't even ready for it. And the sad part, I wasn't there. We didn't get to go because we had something else to do that day with
Yeah.
my younger son, and he couldn't miss school. And so we wasn't there, me and my husband. So we watched on TV like everyone
Yes.
else. And I wasn't even ready for that one. It
Oh,
was against Brooklyn. I mean, I think he had 30, 20 some points the first
wow.
quarter coming off the bench. The place was electrifying.
Ah,
Just watching on the screen. So I don't know what it
yeah.
felt like being in there. But when the game was over, he was like, Mom, you don't even know the feeling. He couldn't even express how he felt.
Aw.
It's really great. And they still do it. Every game they still stand when he comes in, staying every game until the end of the season, last home
Yeah.
game. Yes.
Yeah. He did
Yeah.
say in an interview that when he got back, for him it was like home. And he was
Yeah.
saying, it was like a tear jerker, you know what I mean? But he was like, yo, I had to stay
Yeah.
hard. I couldn't show emotions. I get it. He was like, I gotta focus.
Yeah.
I gotta focus. You feel that
Hmm.
love and you're just like, oh, thank you, thank you. And now that just helps you, you know what I mean, as a person to perform and make everybody happy. So good for
Oh
him.
yeah.
It's nothing better
Well,
than getting that reception.
the game is fun to Lance. Basketball is fun. So
Yes.
this is right up his alley, to give the fans that excitement. This is fun for him. And it always been. He's super
Yeah.
competitive, but he's fun. He wants to make this fun. Basketball
Yeah.
is fun for him.
Yeah.
So that's where the fans helps that situation comes out more because they enjoy watching him.
Right.
And Lance, not only that, Lance lives there. He never
Yeah.
left Indiana.
Yeah.
So after this 5 years, after he was drafted, he never left. So he bought
Wow.
a home. So he's still here. So he gets to see everyone, and they show him love still, even when he wasn't still playing for the
Right.
Pacers.
Yeah.
But to have him back there, it was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So as we were saying, this is his third cycle with the Pacers for you and your family as well. So
Mhm.
tell us some differences that you encountered since the last two times.
Okay. Okay. Oh, it's a lot. A lot of things are different. One, the staff change.
Yep.
We can start with there. The arena change. I mean, the arena is brand new. It's a whole new arena there now where it was different for us.
Yeah.
Not only that, before we even got to the arena, the highway, the street that used to lead to where we used to go to the arena is gone. So we're like, wow, wait a minute, we need a software update. What's going on over here? So we got in the arena, and like I said, everything is different. New arena, new staff, and maybe a sprinkle of something that was there when we was there. And
Wow.
and because of COVID, a lot of things is different. There's no more family room.
Yeah.
The good
Yeah.
stuff is gone. Yeah, we had a
Oh,
lot of good days in the family room. That's gone. That's no longer there right now because of COVID.
right.
So it was a lot different. It was a lot
Yeah.
different.
That's
Yeah.
okay. You know what? Sometimes new is good. Sometimes, right?
Of course, change is always best.
Yeah, you
It's always
have
best.
that familiarity, but at the same time, you're like, this is different. So
Yeah.
it has its benefits.
Yes.
But now we're talking about where he is now. But let's go back. Let's go
Mm-hmm.
back to the beginning. So tell us about how and when his basketball journey began, from what you remember.
Oh, okay. Lance, it started very early for Lance.
Hmm.
Lance was basically born into basketball. My husband played basketball. We
Nice.
got the typical story. My husband played college level basketball. So when I
Nice.
got pregnant, my husband was in college. Actually, me and my husband have been together since 1986. Let's put that out there.
Love it.
So, yeah, so we go to this high school sweetheart. So therefore, when I was pregnant with Lance, my husband was in college. So basketball was, I was going to the games, and
Yep.
once I had Lance, I literally would ride to my husband games. I had to take the subway, stroller, and getting to the game. About time Lance started walking very early,
Hmm.
about 7 months.
Wow.
So that means he was moving around. Basketball was one of the things he played with the most. I had the Fisher Price hoop in the house, and it was shooting the ball all day in his room. By the time Lance was 2, he was able to dribble official basketball. So
Oh.
we would be outside with my husband and play ball, and he'll take the basketball and start dribbling. And he never stopped since then. He's been dribbling ever since. So he learned very early. He learned very early. By the time he was about 4, he started playing organized basketball.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, they have a little league, a sports called Most Precious Blood. It was a Catholic league. So the kids would go, he would play on that team. You know how that looks. But it was fun watching them run around and run
Yeah.
around. But he kind of grasped the game quickly. Once he got that in, by the time he was about, I would say about 6,
Hmm.
he went to the Stephon Marbury camp.
Okay.
And Stephon Marbury is from my neighborhood. He was
That's right.
yes. And he went to the camp and he enjoyed it. That was
Wow.
his first time. Well, we all, he knew who Stephon Marbury was, but not to that depth. By the time he was 6, he went to the camp and he did all the activities they had offered at the camp. And he came back home. He's like, Mom, I want to go to the NBA like Stephon. I was like, it's doable.
That's
You
it.
can do it.
That's it.
And he took off from there. It's just everything from there. And Lance is a super fast learner. So things that normally some kids would take a little longer to learn, one try, Lance got
It's
it.
quick. Yes.
He's very quick. He always,
Yes.
he's still like that. He still has it. So he learned the game.
That's, you know what, and that's amazing. So you had said that you were talking about your neighborhood. So yeah, tell us
Mhm.
about that. Where was he raised, and talk about the basketball in your area.
Okay, basketball in Coney Island, Brooklyn, New York is very popular. And when I say we are a high level, we have a lot of players that have that has went to the NBA, played college level to the
Yes.
highest level. So, and they normal kids. So you've seen them walking around. It's not like his goal wasn't reachable because he's seen it.
Right.
It was there on a daily basis for us. My husband actually played. So that was another aspect of him getting introduced to it. So my husband, very early on, will play basketball and put Lance on his team.
Mm.
So Lance learned to play against older players
Love it.
versus his age group.
Yeah.
So his whole youth, he always played up. Lance very rarely played on his grade level, except when he went to the Nationals. He did go to the Nationals when he was in the fifth grade.
Okay.
Other than that, he always played up. So, and Coney Island, I mean, we have about 3 basketball courts in the radius of our area.
Yeah.
And each one of them, you could go from each block, and it's a game going on.
Wow.
I mean, intense game. And you could bump into Stephon Marbury down there playing. You had Sebastian Telfair. You have all these neighborhood players that was out there literally just playing.
Mm-hmm.
And Lance will go from court to court to court. He could spend his whole day out there just going to play basketball. He could
Sounds
spend
like
his
he
whole
found a
day playing
love for
basketball.
basketball. Sounds like he found
Well,
love, right?
in Coney Island,
Yeah.
most of the time, that's pretty much is going on.
Yeah.
Even when I was growing up, I grew up in the same area.
Right.
So we would watch games all day. Like we would go from one basketball court to the next, and it's usually music playing. It's a and that
life.
was our neighborhood. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. So it seems like he loved basketball from the womb up until now, right? So
Yes.
which is amazing. It's like he
Yes.
lived and breathed basketball. Like you said,
Basketball.
from his dad playing, with you bringing him to the games, and like you said, in your neighborhood, you had all those courts, and he was always there. So it's only normal that he would gravitate to playing basketball and organized teams, like you're saying. I love that. So
Yes.
now take us to like high school, and what memories do you have of the
Whew.
games, and what was that like for you to see him play now at that level?
Abraham Lincoln High School is the school Lance attended. Same school that Stephon Marbury went to, same school as Sebastian Telfair, and it was intense. Abraham Lincoln, another powerhouse.
Yes.
Abraham Lincoln is a powerhouse for New York. And Lance going there was incredible. Lance went to Lincoln, and every year Lance won the city and state championship.
Amazing.
He got 4 rings, literally. He from his freshman year to his senior year. Senior year was a little tough. It was a little tough, but he pushed through. I think we didn't win the state. We won city at that point. But Lincoln, the games in Lincoln is very intense. Brooklyn, New York it's like a madhouse.
Yeah.
You got kids, everyone's cheering for their favorite neighborhood, especially if we went against Boys and Girls High School. That was our rivalry.
Yeah.
We would always meet them in the city championship. So when we play them, we have to have school safety, police, everything is surrounding the schools, and they only let in a certain amount of kids. It was fun. When I think about it now, it's like, oh my God, it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy, but it was fun. It was fun. We had a lot of fun, a lot of great memories in
Of
high school.
course. I can
Yes,
imagine when the
yes,
kids at that age feel like superstars, you know what I mean? They're like,
yes,
wow, everybody's here to see us and look at the
yes.
people, like you said, and the crowd's crazy. They're going
Yeah,
losing their
Lance,
minds because they're so competitive.
and I'm gonna tell you, his high school career we had Fat Joe come, the rapper, come to his
Hmm.
games. And I mean, it was sometimes you would never know who's gonna show up.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
televised. Most of the games was on TV,
Wow.
especially, local,
Yep.
local.
Yep.
So everyone in the neighborhood, it was even after it would be on the news. So everyone knew what was going on. It was
Love
amazing.
it.
It was amazing.
See, that
Amazing.
community support is so good. I love
Yes,
that.
yes, yes.
So now he's in high school, and then he was invited to play the McDonald's AllAmerican.
Oh
So
yes.
tell me
Yes.
about that experience for you. I went to with my son the McDonald's All-American, say the year after you went with Lance.
Uh-huh.
But tell me what that was like for you and where was it?
Okay, it was in Miami,
Mm.
which was beautiful. Never been to Miami
Yeah.
before. We all decided to go, my whole family.
Nice.
My Yes. So we made a vacation out of it.
Yep.
We all went down. It was beautiful. Lance got to do all the activities. I think they went and swim with the dolphins, and
Ooh.
it was a lot of things going on. And it was nice. The weather was nice. We had a great time. He played. I don't even remember the game. Just because so much was
Yep.
going on. It was
Yep.
yeah. I remember being at the game, but I have vague memories of the game so much. But I remember him, and I remember going to the warm up. I remember
Hmm.
them playing, doing the warm up. We had loads of our class. Lance class was really loaded. We had Demetrius' cousin. We had John Wall. I mean,
Yeah.
oh man, we
Wow.
got some good ones. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
And so all of them was there, even though we knew them as we was coming up. So it wasn't like we didn't know them.
Yeah.
And Lance was just having fun. I just seen the kids just having fun. That's why I don't remember the game so
Oh.
much because the kids, I seen all the activities they was
Yes.
doing,
Yeah.
and Lance was enjoying it. He was just enjoying the experience. We enjoyed it, and like I said, we never been to Miami, Florida at that point. So, and
Yeah.
we made a vacation out of it.
You
It
have
was
to.
really nice. Yeah, it
You know
was.
what? We never know when we're gonna get opportunities like that again,
Exactly,
right? You know what I mean?
exactly.
So you got to make the
Mm-hmm.
best of it. When my son went, it
Right.
was in Chicago, and that was my first time in Chicago. So I didn't
Mm-hmm.
really know much about it. So that was my time to explore the area and
Okay.
the area where the McDonald's All American took place, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was walking around, and then I'm talking to my son, and I'm like, okay, so what are you gonna do now? And he's like, Mom, I don't have time. I gotta go do interviews. Mom, I don't have time. I gotta go. I'm like,
Yeah, yeah,
excuse
yeah.
me. I
That's
see
what
all
I'm
the
saying. I
boys and
didn't see.
text.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They dressed up. Then
Yep.
they got the practice uniform on. It was so much going on. That's
Yep.
like the game. I remember the game. It was brief.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
but I remember all the activities that was going
Yeah.
on
That's
leading
good.
up to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
No, no, no. And as a
mm-hmm.
parent, like I said, I'm happy that you had that opportunity to experience because for us, we're going through the journey with our kids. And when we could
Yes,
be a part of it, it just makes it so sweet for us too. So I'm glad that
yes,
you saw that as well.
yes,
So, and it's such an honor, right? Because these are like the top high school kids, right? So
yes, yes, yes,
living that, you're like, wait, my son is the top, one of the top, and he's going to go play this game against other fantastic players. Let's do this, right?
yes,
And
yes. It
so,
was
yeah,
great.
our experience is great too. So, this is another reason why we can talk about or what led him to get college recruitment. So, what was that period like for your family? And take us to your final choice, which was University of Cincinnati.
Yes. Oh, the recruitment process was a little tough. I
Yeah.
felt like we should have committed early. I
Mm,
would give advice to anyone: commit
yes.
early. Don't wait to the last minute.
Yeah.
So last junior year, we did not commit as of yet. So we were still doing a few little visits, and we narrowed it down to Kansas.
Hmm.
My husband loved Kansas. Loved Kansas. Went to Kansas. Went to an official visit. Went to Coach South house. Had dinner. The whole nine.
Hmm.
Beautiful. We decided. It's funny you mentioned McDonald American. We was going to mention it at the McDonald American that Lance committed to Kansas. Okay. All's going on, all fine. We get to the McDonald's of America, we get a call. Don't announce it yet. We're like, what? What's going on? What's going on? All right. We're not going to announce it. We wind up, we double back. The McDonald's AllAmerican event ended. Now we want to know what's going on. They told us some political nonsense that we was on. Wait, we're just going to wait because they was looking at somebody else. So, okay. So we gave them time, and then they came back and told us that they took the other kid.
Yeah.
So now we have nothing.
Yeah.
We like, okay, what are we going to do now? So we start looking around again. All the options was pretty much done, depleted. Like most of the top schools already had their recruitment, who they was going to take. So Cincinnati assistant coach Stubberfield, he reached out to us, and he came down. He said they had a slot, available if we was interested. Take a look at us. So he came down to New York, talked to us. We went to visit. We was happy. I mean, we wanted Kansas, we wanted the powerhouse Kansas, but we was like, okay, Cincinnati, here we come. So we committed to Cincinnati. Went to Cincinnati. It was great. It was great. They love Lance. They have a player at his level to go to Cincinnati at that point was like at the last minute. This wasn't like they was recruiting him. It was just he pretty much fell in their lap at this point. And they was happy, super excited. And Lance went there and did what he had to do. He was going to make the best of the situation.
Absolutely. See, I love that you said that. See, that is important because, like you were saying earlier, choose early. I get what you're saying. Now, my advice to parents is, yes, choose early. Don't take the first, but in my opinion, but look at your options and make a decision because the schools are not waiting. Your child is not the only one that they're looking at. They're looking at a bunch, you know what I mean? So, you want to put your child in such a good situation, a program that'll advance their career, right?
Yes.
Because you're going to have programs that come at you where it's just about advancing their program. It's not really advancing the player. They've never won. And sometimes as parents, we don't know to look at these things, right? We don't think, let me choose a school that could benefit my kid. We just think, oh, money, oh, scholarship. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, this is great, free education. Let me send you there. But yet, what does it do for your kid basketball wise? And it does nothing. And then your child is stuck there, right? So
it worked for us. My husband really does his homework on that stuff. He makes sure he wants to make the best situation work for Lance.
That's right.
So it worked for us. That's what I said. It wound up working for us. And, like I said, that wasn't our first choice, but it worked for us in the situation we was in at that point. And like I said, Lance wound up, they didn't make it they think they finished in the Big East. And he had got like the MVP for that. And
nice.
And then I remember this clearly because they won it at Madison Square Garden in New York. He went back to Cincinnati. He went back to Cincinnati, and he's like, "Mom, I think I want to come out." I'm like, "What?" Now he's like, "I want to enter the draft." So my family, we have this 3-family vote. So it's me, my husband, and my son. So we all sit down and we have this vote system we deal with. So we pick, okay, you give us what you want to do and we vote on it. So he presented it to us. We thought about it, we weighed the option. I agree. He agreed, Lance agreed. My husband was like, took him a day or two. He was like, okay, let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah.
We're gonna go for it. We're gonna go for it. So we drove down to Cincinnati in our car, packed them up, went to the dorm, packed everything in, talked to coach, and told him, and he said, I wish you guys luck.
Yeah.
And from there on, Lance then went in training. We moved to Vegas. Well, my husband and Lance moved to Vegas.
Right.
And he trained for 2 months and for the draft. Yes.
So at that point now, I'm assuming this is where you got an agent?
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
the agent, as we was going along, once we Lance committed, we wind up going with our agent, our lawyer.
Hmm.
We had a lawyer already.
Yep. Yep.
So our lawyer became our agent, and me and my husband pretty much um, worked side by side with him.
Yeah.
So we pretty much ran everything with Lance. So
Nice.
we entered the draft. He prepared. We decided to have a little party back in New York. Yeah, family, friends. And we are there. It's at the hotel on 42nd Street. Now, anyone knows New York, 42nd Street is a spot to hang out
Yep.
at. Beautiful hotel. We there. We had the whole lobby area. Like they had like a party room. And
Hmm.
we had rooms upstairs.
Right.
Okay. Draft night. Families there. Everyone. His friends from school. It was beautiful.
Nice.
We watching the draft. We waiting. We hear names call, names call, names call. First round finished. I'm sitting there like, oh Lord. Okay. I gotta go lay down. I'm going to lay down. I'm going to lay down. I went up to the room, took off my shoes, and got in the bed. I couldn't take it. I'm gonna go to sleep because my heart is not gonna take it at this point. If my son name is not gonna get called. So okay. About 20 minutes, I'm up there. The phone is ringing. Come downstairs. The patient just called. They taking land. I'm rushing. I'm putting on myself. Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you, God. I was praying the whole time. I caught myself going to sleep, but I was praying. Goes back downstairs. Not as soon as I get downstairs, they up to land.
Wow.
And they took them. And we celebrated. When I say celebrate, I think everyone in the room was crying.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every lash that I had on that night was gone. The makeup was they have photos of this situation. I seen the pictures. I'm like, okay, I thought I was being cute. Makeup is running down. The lashes are sideways. No, we was so excited for Lance, for us. I mean,
Yeah.
it was like almost like all the hard work actually panned out.
It
To
was
the
the
next,
hard work that
oh yeah,
panned
but
out. Yep.
yeah, but it was another job after that. But
Yeah.
but it was all good. It was good. It was all good at that
Aw.
point. We like, yes, we did it.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's been great from there on. I mean, we have been through a lot of obstacles.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the hurdles. Like when he got drafted, it was like, okay, we got through high school, got through college, we did it. We did it.
Right.
We did it. Yeah.
Now you start the adversities on other sides, right? Believe you me, being a professional athlete comes with so much. So
Yes.
it's
Yes.
good when we have great people surrounding us as families and surrounding
Mm-hmm.
our kids, just to make sure that we're moving together, you know what I mean, and moving along in a safe way, because
Yes.
things
Mm-hmm.
change as you come along, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
but tell me about the day that you saw Lance suit up for the very first time in his Pacers jersey.
Yes. I remember that very well.
Oh,
Yes. So Lance is on the Indiana Pacers. He left ahead of us because I still was working.
yeah.
Didn't leave work. So he moved to Indiana and he joined the practicing and whatever they had to get going on once he got there. Me and my husband came down maybe a month or two after he got there. And first game, here we go. We would come to the games like early, like super early. And we came early because we would see him warm up. That was the key. We're gonna see him warm up. Each player has a warm-up session.
Yeah.
And Lance's warm-up session was about 3:00, 3:30. So we will be at the arena no one really in there.
Yeah.
No one's really in there. And we would sit there. We ready for the 7:00 game, but we there at 3:30. And we were watching warm up. Okay, whole year. Lance is not playing really. The only time we see him is in the uniform is when he's warming up.
Yeah.
That's when we would see him.
Yeah.
So that was our game time for us. We would get there about 3:30, watch him warm up for that hour. Then the game goes on and Lance don't get in.
Yeah.
Midway in the season, he started getting in a little bit. And he scored. And that was it. Well, he scored. We was ready. We had the confetti. Because when when the bucket go in, we're gonna celebrate. Sure enough, Lance scores. We throwing confetti. Everyone is looking like, what is going on? We were so happy. They gave us the ball from that actual game. So I actually have that basketball that he scored his first 2 points back in 2010.
Oh man, you see, that's a proud mom moment. I love that. But it's true because you know what? You never know what the situation is going to be with your kid once they make whatever team, right?
Right.
So you're sitting there and you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting.
It was a lot of games that went by.
And you never know. It's like, you're like, man, I want to go and support your team. I want to go and support you. And after 10 games, you're like, you know what, maybe I'm going to come next time. And then that's that one game where your child's in, right? And
I actually never missed a game. Never.
Love that.
No. Actually, the only time since this year that he's there now and I live in Vegas is now that I miss games. But other than that, I had the season pass. We was there. I never missed a game. Me and my husband was always there.
See, and that's 100% support, right? I love that because for me, I lived in Canada. And I would go as often as I could when my son went undrafted, first of all. And then only after he went to the G League and then he went overseas. So he played in Turkey and Greece. And then he came back to play with the Magic. And that's when I started going. I couldn't go to Florida every week. Every week, right? So I would go whenever they would have, like, say, 2-3 games within a week's span or 2 weeks span, right? But I love what you're saying when you're just sitting there and you're just waiting for your kid to get in. And I would speak to other moms, and I remember another mom she says, well, my son came in. She says, it must have been game 9. She says, I didn't know how to act. She said, I didn't know how to act. I was in the arena. Yeah. She stood up. She told everybody, this is my son. And you know what? And I laughed because I said, good for you.
Yeah. That's how we felt.
That's it.
Now, every game we had the confetti because we didn't know when this was going to happen. So we had it with us. It wasn't like we just happened to have it. No, we had it every game because we didn't know when the opportunity came for him. And he wound up one of the players got hurt, and that moved Lance up, and that's how he got in. Right.
Always checking that confetti in your purse. The security's like, it was there. Really, Mrs.
Ready.
Stevenson? Really? The same confetti?
Yeah, we was ready.
That's all right. Yeah. So Lance played in the NBA at the time for 9 years prior to him landing a job overseas in China. So he played for the Hornets, the Clippers, Grizzlies, Pelicans, Timberwolves, Lakers. Absolutely. So share your family's experience of being a part of these different franchises throughout the year. Tell us about them.
Oh, of course. Lance had a long journey. He did the 4 years in Indiana. That the end of that 4th year, we decided as a family that we was gonna. It wasn't working for us at that point. Yeah. So we decided to take our chances and wind up the Charlotte Hornets pick Lance up. That was different. Okay, we gotta pack up and go. We packed up, closed out the house in Indiana, and we in North Carolina. That was it was an experience for us. Each team was an experience for us. We went there and we gave it our best. And they decided not to sign Lance for the next year.
Right.
We back on it. No, they traded him. Sorry, that was a trade. They traded Lance. So now Lance is on the Clippers at this point. Now we moving to LA. We taking the show on the road. We going to LA. We pack up. We going to LA. That was nice too. Now we in sunny, sunshine, warm weather. We in LA. Clippers was pretty good. It was a little struggle there as well. You know, wasn't playing as much, not at the beginning. They wanted to start playing Lance a little more and more. The Clippers, they didn't pick up the contract at the end. So now Lance is free. Okay. The summer is going along. Free agency started. No team yet. No team yet.
Yeah.
Lance wound up coming in, I think at that point on a 10-day. That's where the Pelicans and all those teams came in play.
Yep.
He wound up coming in on a 10-day. I think it was the Pelicans first. He then went to New Orleans. He did 10. We going 10 and 10.
Yep.
I think Minnesota is when he did a 10 and they was going to pick him up. But I think he had hurt his ankle. Something happened at that point.
Yeah.
And he was hurt.
See, those are other hurdles that our boys face, eh?
Yeah. One of those. This is one of the times that actually happened to us. Lance is like a machine. He can go. Go. He'll play through even some pain. But I think his ankle was hurting really bad at that point, and he wound up he didn't get picked up on that one. And he wound up, now he's back at free agency again. Now we at a point where I think the season start back. Now we're going to the summer come by again, and now he's back again. And the Pacers, and Wendy, help me out because I'm telling you, it's so many things that happen in between there. We got so many beautiful stories because they are. At this point, they are. Because so at this point, he wound up. The Pacers picked him up again.
Nice.
Now he's back at the Pacers for the second term.
Yes.
Now he's back. The fans, same situation. They super happy to have Lance back at this point. Same thing. Lance did that whole year with them. He did great. I mean, he was Lance. He played the game. Basketball was never an issue for us.
Yeah.
It's life. It's other stuff. So then we with the Pacers. We with the Pacers at that point. That season ended. I think the second term was team option at that point.
Ooh, yes,
so so they didn't pick up the team option. So now Lance is free. Overseas is in the air. Because now we like, okay, where we going? What you gonna do at this point? So China made an offer to Lance. Boy, we had the three-vote system. That three-vote system really kicked in at this point, Wendy. I wasn't happy about my son now leaving the country completely.
Yeah.
Not only that, he has kids at this point. Like now he's leaving his kids. Okay, how am I handle this situation?
Yeah.
So we talked it over this was about a month. This wasn't a quick agreement. We sat around, we weighed our options, and Lance decided, he's like, I'm gonna just do it. Oh, my heart. But he did it. He left. He went through his intentions of going down there, do what he needs to do, but the fight was to come back to the NBA.
Right.
That was never, that was his whole goal. Yeah, he's gonna come back. He goes to China. He's doing great. You know, that's a whole nother market over there.
Oh, yeah.
China. He's doing great. We talking to him constantly. We watch every game. Now, let me tell you. Now, we in Vegas, and that's a 3-hour difference from the East Coast. Now we in China. That's a whole almost 24-hour. So we will watch Lance's game at 5, 4, 3 in the morning.
Yep.
4 in the morning, literally get up in the middle of the
Yep.
night
Yep.
and watch the game.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh
Your son
yeah.
was overseas. So
That's right.
I'm right. So we up in the middle of the night watching the games, and Lance is doing great. COVID happens. COVID happens.
Oh.
Lance winds up coming home for New Year's, for the New Year's break. COVID happened in China.
Hmm.
He got stuck here. He's back here in the States with us.
Yeah.
Once he got here, he's like, okay, I don't want to go back. I'm going to try for the NBA. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm
Yeah.
back now. They couldn't go back to
Yeah. He can go
China.
anyway. Yeah.
Right. So he was already here. And we were still playing here. They didn't get us yet. COVID didn't hit the US yet. It was
That's
in
right.
China at this point high. So they had to shut China down at this point. We still was maneuvering, but it was in the air that it might happen.
That's right.
So Lance was here with us, living here in Vegas with us, staying with us. We staying close to each other, figuring this all out. He said, I'm gonna try. So we like, okay. He's like, I'm not gonna go back. All right, let's see what happens. Lance waited. The season, we wound up going through COVID here.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
We wound up going in COVID, so everything got locked down. Lance stayed here again. He's still here. He never left.
Mm-hmm.
So during the pandemic, Lance was here with us. We was all here in the house, and the season ended. Now we coming back around because COVID, the pandemic was like 2 years. We was looking at 2 years at this point. So now the season is the NBA is trying to start back up again. The bubble happened.
That's right.
The bubble now happened. And now we into the season is going to try to come back. So Lance is trying. He's trying to, see if anybody will catch. So he's working out. Lance never stopped working out. So he was ready. Body in tip-top shape, eating right. He has learned to really maximize his body at this point. And he's still to this point now. You see, he does it.
Yeah.
So he had learned that. So he was in tip-top shape without even playing a game. This is just working out and trying to be ready for when your number is called.
Staying ready. Yeah.
I'm ready. So you don't have to get ready, right? So he's ready. So he's waiting. No one's catching. No one's picking him up at this point. No one. So my husband threw the idea, why don't you just try the G League? We all looking like, G League? Lance is like 9 years in the league now. We gonna try the G League? All right. Lance decided that they got a 3-family vote again. I tell you, that vote system works for us. It works. It's only 3, so it's always, only one got the option to bail out.
Yep.
2 gonna always win. So, but it works. It works for us.
Yep.
So we agreed. Lance gonna go to the G League. Lance goes to the G League with the mindset is, I'm gonna go down here, do what I gotta do, help the young kids at the same time, these younger players, because Lance is well known how to play ball at this point. I mean, he's 9 years in the season at this point. So okay, he goes down there and he's doing great. And hardship. The NBA had a hardship. So
That's right.
they pulling players from the G League. What an opportunity.
Yep.
This is our time. This is us. We're going to get this. Okay. Sure enough. I think it was he played about 10 games in the G League. About that 10th game, they start pulling players.
Yeah.
And they pull Lance. Lance now goes to Atlanta Hawks. And under a 10-day hardship. That's what they took him for. So he goes to the Atlanta Hawks, and this is good. My son is back in the NBA. Mm-hmm. We can turn on the TV and see him playing. We are
at 8 o'clock.
Happy. Yeah, 8 o'clock. This is not at 3 a.m. night. So we super happy. We like, okay, Lance is back. This is great. We have family in Atlanta. My in-laws live in Atlanta. So they all goes to the game because we didn't get to go when he got there. And he's doing his thing. It's slowly, Atlanta Hawks was they already was established. They was just filling in the gaps because I think they was one of the teams that had a lot of players out at that
Mm-hmm.
point.
Yeah.
And he was filling in the gaps, and that was great. So okay, he did the 10 days up.
Mm-hmm.
The Pacers call. We want Lance. Okay, 3 times. Here we come. So now Lance goes to the Pacers. We pack up. I think actually this is a weird story, Wendy. He's at Atlanta. They just played a game.
Okay.
They are now leave. The Atlanta Hawks is having a away game. The
Hmm.
Pacers called for Lance, but they about the Indiana Pacers going to play Atlanta Hawks on Sunday.
Hmm.
Okay. So the team leaves and leave Lance behind because now he's waiting for the Indiana Pacers to show up to play on Sunday.
Wow.
Yes. So he waited for them. The Indiana Pacers came in, I think that Saturday. Lance
Mm.
is there with they got his uniform, they had everything he needed. He's ready to go. He's back with the Indiana Pacers.
Good.
That was their first game. That's why I say his first game was a away game. He
Yeah.
wasn't in Indiana. So the fans hasn't seen him yet at this point. They had to wait 2 games before the Pacers came back to a home game to catch him
Yeah.
at a home game. And that was against Brooklyn. And that's when the fans was able to see Lance at that point.
Right.
Yes.
I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's what you were saying earlier. So
Mm-hmm.
when we look at our kids, they face so much adversity in their careers.
Mm-hmm.
So how does he remain physically and mentally tough to
Okay.
endure what these players go to and what they face on a regular?
That's the tough part, Wendy.
Yeah.
It's the tough part.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Lance has matured a lot, to
Yeah.
deal with a lot of the stuff that has came his way. Um, he's a tough kid. He's a hard worker. He wants it.
Mm-hmm.
He wants it, and all we do is keep pushing him. Okay, if you want it, let's go.
Yeah.
If you want it that bad, no one can deny that.
Yeah.
You work hard enough at something, you're gonna get it. And Lance works hard. And what's his slogan now? Never give up. That's how he
That's
feel
right.
now. Don't never give up.
Yep.
And he pushed through, and even some of the diversity he went through with, the antics or this or that, they say about Lance. Lance want to win. I can tell you that. He wants
Yeah.
to win and he wants to have fun at the
Yeah.
same time. So
Yeah.
the fun part is where the antic part comes in play. Like they put those two together. And he's just really celebrating. And I don't think it's too much of an antic. He's just celebrating
Yeah. Gosh.
because he's happy. It's accomplishments. It's even, it's a joy for him to step on the court every time.
Yeah.
Like every game. You
Yeah.
can see him. If you watch him, he's like,
Yep.
he's ready. He's like, oh yeah, this is what I love.
Yeah.
This is what I love. And he just did it, he just pushed himself. And I watch him work out when things wasn't even looking great. He got up every day, eating right, out the door. Right where I'm sitting, he'll go out this door, run. That's 110 and 20 degrees here in Vegas.
Yeah.
He's running. He comes
Yeah.
back in the door drenched wet. And I live on
Yeah.
a hill. But he did this every day. Every day he would just push and push. And I was like, wow, he really wants this. And
Yeah.
we just kept encouraging him, hey, if you
Yeah.
want it, we're going to do everything to help you get there.
There you go. You see, and that's our role as parents, right? And we
Mm-hmm.
offer these words of encouragement, these words
Mm-hmm.
of love, and we're like, listen, your road is your road. However, we're gonna be always there
Yes.
behind you to push you up that hill, like you said, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just helping you get to where you want to be. Like I used to say to my son, what do you need me to do? What do you need? And to this
Mm-hmm.
day, I still ask him, what do you need?
That's
Because
me.
that's
Yeah.
right, because our
Mm-hmm.
kids are everything. And I'm listening to you and I'm listening to your journey, and it reminds me of my
Yeah.
son too. You know what I mean? He is this kid that wants to play the sport that he
Mm-hmm.
loves.
Yep.
And got to do what I got to do. I got to practice every single day. I got to be ready. I got to make sure my body is ready. I have to make sure that I'm
Yeah.
able to run and do all these things. And people take for granted, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like what our
Mm-hmm.
boys go through. That's physical
Mentally,
strength and mentally. That's
yes,
right. You
yes.
imagine our boys are told or they feel, you know what, I didn't get picked up, man. Okay, I got an opportunity on the other side of the planet. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So I know what you're saying. Oh, that was hard. Of course, it's hard as a
Oh, that was a
family
tough.
because
That was
when
yeah.
my son had the opportunity to go to Turkey, I was like, Turkey, because now I'm like, that's far, and I was like, that's
Yeah.
far. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then after, then it was Greece. I'm like, you got to make your way back here, buddy. And we used to laugh about it. And he's like, it's okay. I'm good. But I didn't want him to be
Uh-huh.
stuck in that mentality, thinking that he'll never make it to the NBA. So
Right, right.
he went there with those thoughts, like, you know what? I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna come
Yeah.
back. But you know what? I
Mm-hmm.
just gotta do what I had to do. But it took patience. It
Oh
took,
yes.
like you said, encouragement. So you know that. You
Mm-hmm.
know all this. Like Lance, my son too, played G League overseas and then NBA, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot mentally. So that's why I was
Mentally,
asking,
yeah.
how do you keep them mentally tough? Because there's times where they
Just
do give
keep
up.
promoting God.
That's right.
A
Yeah.
higher, up a higher. He needed
Hmm.
that
Yeah.
just to have that a mindset that it was tough.
Yeah.
He never gave up. He never said to me like, "Ma, I can't do it." He never told me that. He just kept saying, I want it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it." And I started just pushing him towards God
Mhm.
because with God you can learn your inner self at the same time. And he just started focusing more on himself and getting himself
Right.
mentally and
Absolutely.
working on his mental part of his
Yes.
game because it's
Yes.
not physical all the time. It's some is just mental.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
started working on the mental part, and as he was doing that, he started maturing because of that.
Yes.
And now Lance is 31. It's hard as my
Yep.
baby getting old now, and yeah, yeah. So now a 31-year-old young man at this point, his maturity levels. He's not the same Lance like from the 2010 to now. Like even you can see him on the court. He's not the same player. Not player. Well, that's because his mindset has changed. But I love the new Lance. I like the mature Lance. I love it. I
See,
love it. I love
100%. I
it.
love that you said that. See, and
Mm-hmm.
what people need to realize is that when our boys, when they leave school, whether they leave
Mm-hmm.
early or after first season, it doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
They're young. They haven't lived on their own most of the time. They haven't lived
Yeah.
life. You know what I mean? So sometimes people wonder why they so immature because they're young. Sometimes they're
Yeah.
19, 20, 21. They're put in these situations they have no idea how to
Yeah.
handle. A
Lance
lot of
was
the
drafted.
times,
He was 19.
that's it.
See,
And
same thing.
sometimes we as parents aren't ready to handle the
No.
situation either because we don't know.
Yeah.
So everybody's growing, everybody's
Mm-hmm.
learning, but we don't realize like 2, 3 years have passed and our kids aren't at that maturity level. But then you say to yourself, well, what's the level he needs to be at? What's mature? But he can only get there on his own through his own
Oh,
journey. Now
exactly.
you're like, you know what?
Exactly.
Lance knows what's going on now. He
So that's what I was
understands.
about to tell you, Wendy, because with all our help, you want to help them with everything.
Yeah,
But they have to learn their own journey.
that's it.
They're gonna
That's it.
fall. They're gonna fall. We gotta be right there to pick them up.
That's right.
That's the most we can do at this
Yeah.
point. So I watched Lance fall.
Yeah.
I had to. I
Yep.
had to. I mean,
That's
I would
it.
love to put him on my back and say, nope, go this way, go that way,
Yeah.
navigate.
You
I
can't.
couldn't.
Yeah.
So I always said that we'll just be here and be supportive, no matter
That's right.
what.
Yep.
Unconditional love. I'm here, no matter
That's
how
it.
it looks. You got somewhere that you can come back here.
That's right.
You can come right
That's
back
right.
here. We're gonna fix it. And
Hmm.
and I'm about to test when everything would go on with Lance, he would come right back here. He
Yeah.
would stay with us. I live all the way here in Vegas. He has a house in Indiana. He
Yeah.
would come and stay with us for months. And we would just be doing regular family stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
We together.
See, thank you for saying that regular
Mm-hmm.
family stuff.
Regular.
People
Mm-hmm.
understand that our kids don't always get to do regular family stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So can't take that for granted. You know what I
No.
mean? Sometimes our kids can't just go to
No.
the corner store or go to their local restaurants and sit down and without having somebody, hi, excuse me, sir, can I have
Oh
your
yeah.
autograph? And it's beautiful. Or sometimes you have that disgruntled fan who doesn't appreciate you and your family. So
Right.
sometimes there's just no peace. That
Mm-hmm.
is
This
huge.
my house is peace. When he's
That's
here,
exactly.
we are regular. I mean, we are
Hmm.
laying on the couch.
Yeah.
Everyone has a blanket, and we watching movies.
Yeah.
We eating popcorn. We are in the pool. We just
Yeah.
doing, and we
Being
won't even go
human.
outside. We just stay in the house the whole time.
Yeah. Being
The whole
human.
time.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. Yep. And these are things
So
that
when life
sometimes
get
you have to
hard,
do.
you got somewhere to come right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Come right here.
Go
This
home.
is safe zone. This is safe zone.
Yep, yep. He's like, I
Yep.
know where my safe zone is, my safe space. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I know where I can
Hmm.
go and I don't have to worry about anything because I'm a fall. And guess what? Guess who's there? And so he
Yep.
knows that. And as parents, I always tell parents, be there for your kids.
Yes, that's
When I
very
say,
important.
yeah, and when I say be there, I'm talking about just be the parent,
Hmm.
be mom and dad, right?
Yep.
They don't
Yep.
need, I mean, they do need us in other aspects, but what I'm saying is sometimes they don't need, I don't know,
Sometimes they
mom the
don't need the
manager.
agent. They don't need right. The
Yes.
manager,
Yep.
the agent. Then I have three cats.
Yeah.
And yeah, I have three cats, but mom is always. I
Yep.
have to sometimes I just like, okay, I hit the switch. Mom, I'm just mom, regular mom,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
I love on them, enjoy them, and I
Yeah.
just like them around. I like them
Yeah.
around.
You were
I just
mom
want them
first.
around.
You were
Yeah.
mom first before you had all the other hats with him, right? And
Yeah.
that's the main
Mm-hmm.
hat that he's always gonna look for. You know what I mean? He shows
Mm-hmm.
up and he's like, "Mom," you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're you're that love, right? He's not gonna
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
there and he's like, "That's the manager." He's like, "No, no, 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 that's my mama."
That's
So,
mom. Yeah. No, I'm laughing because I just was with him during the Easter break. And
Mhm.
when he came in, I was upstairs when he came in. So when I came down, he just looked at me. He just squeezed my waist and tickled me. I'm like, you miss me? He's like, so he went,
Oh, God love
yeah,
him.
yeah,
So you have a younger son that plays basketball, right?
yes.
Okay, so let's talk about him just a little bit because to me, it is so important to evolve with the industry
Mm-hmm.
and keep up to date with the many changes that occur. Now, you've been in
Mm-hmm.
this industry quite a bit. You've been in a long time. So, my question to
Mm-hmm.
you is do you now find it easier this time with your younger son?
No, it's not easier. No, it didn't get easier.
I
Yes, I
love
have
it.
a younger son who's now 15. His name is Lance as well,
Yeah.
but it's Lance with the TZ, so LANTZ.
Ah,
Lance
okay.
Stephenson. And yes, he plays. He plays ball, and he's a freshman. This is
Mm,
he's in ninth grade this year, first year high school. Um, it's different,
yeah,
everything, and I'm in a different place. Like I'm not in New York. I was
it's
super
true.
familiar with. This is a whole different setup going on here. So me and my husband is trying to adjust to it.
Yeah.
Not trying to act like we overly know anything. We
Yeah.
playing students right now.
Yeah. Perfect.
We playing students, but so at this point we know the road to get there. That we got.
Yeah.
We seen that. We know that. We experienced it. Okay, yes, some of the things change. I mean, you change, everything changed.
Yeah.
The people change.
Yep. Yep.
Everything changed. So right now we just being students. We trying to figure this out, trying to find the best situation for our son.
Mm.
And it's working. It's working for us.
See, I love
Without,
that.
you know, it's no one here helping us navigate this. There was no one there before. So
There you
we figured it out, and he's coming along. The younger one is coming along. No, he's not Lance. You know, they say name, but no. Two different people, two different
Yeah.
persons, two different personalities, totally different. Totally different. And so our situation is a little different with him, but we enjoying it. I'm
Yeah.
enjoying it. And I tell him, I tell my husband too, I say, oh, he gonna get it. He's gonna get it, you know. And
Yep.
we take our time with him. We
There you
take
go.
our time. We let him actually he gets to enjoy life more than we did with Land. You
Yeah.
know, this one,
Yeah.
he has friends. He goes outside. He does other things that Lance didn't do that much
Right.
because he didn't have the opportunity. We was always busy. He's playing here. He's playing there. So this one is getting to enjoy life a little more.
Mhm.
And he's playing ball. Actually, he just left to go to LA for a tournament, so he's not here. I miss him already. He's
Aw.
gone. Yeah, yeah. See, so now we let him go on his own. See the
Yeah,
difference?
I was gonna say that to you.
This is new, Wendy. I'm not
Yes,
ready for
yes,
this,
yes. I love it.
but we let him go. Out with Lance, our first son, we was everywhere,
Yeah.
everywhere. This one we let him get a little leeway. So he's on his trip now this weekend on his own.
Good luck to
But
him.
his goal is do what you gotta do. Get it done
Yep,
and come
yep.
home.
And I
Hmm.
love that you said this time around, your husband and yourselves, your students. What I
Yes.
love the most about that is because a lot of parents figure because it's their second time around, I know what to do. No, I know. And I'm
No.
like, all
Mm-mm.
right. However, they don't get the
Yeah.
fact that things have changed. So what happened the first
Yeah.
time 20 years ago ain't gonna it's not today, right?
Say.
So where you
Hmm.
guys are like, "Oh, wait a second, we've done this. We're gonna do it
Hmm.
again, but with the changes that come along. So let's learn and let's listen because you're not doing your
Hmm.
kid any service by not listening." So I love
Exactly.
that you're like, no,
Yes.
we're gonna soak it all in, take
So
that
we
new
soak
stuff
it all in.
and
Hmm.
apply that to Lance, and let's
Yeah.
see where it gets
We
us.
had
Good
nice
for
stuff.
you.
Yes, and
Yeah.
it's great. It's really great. It's
Good.
fun. So I didn't
Yeah.
leave the game yet. I'm still
Good.
around. I'm still
Listen, you
around.
got nowhere to
Yeah.
go. So,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
tell me, what is something that you've learned about basketball that you wish to pass on to other parents so they can better navigate their child's path?
Wow. That's a tough one. I'll just say keep your circle closed.
Love it. Yep.
Let's start
Yep.
there.
Yep.
Start there.
That's great
Yeah.
advice.
Keep your
Yep.
circle really small. Definitely commit early. Commit early.
Yep.
Don't run into these pitfalls. Those are
Yeah.
pitfalls. Um, and stay as a family.
Perfect.
Stay supporting.
Yep.
Stay with your children. Be there. Listen. Be supportive. Don't ever stop giving them advice. They need it.
Hmm. That's right.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you that your son has made it this far in his career and has been able to make a living out of a sport that he just loves?
Yes. It's amazing. It's a blessing.
Yes.
I never
Yes.
stopped. I never stopped feeling that. From the day he got drafted, it's always been a blessing each
Yeah.
time, each year that we in year 11,
Yeah.
and it's a blessing to and the people I have met along the way, the other moms, and we all share stories, and it's like wow. And everyone starts with it's a blessing,
Yep.
you know.
That's exactly what it is.
And it's an undescribable feeling because it's
Yep.
just like, okay, we
Hmm.
was one of the chosen ones,
Yep.
and
Thank you.
mhm, and I
That's
do not take it for granted at all.
thank you.
I enjoy my life.
Yep.
I do, and we just love the fact that we getting the opportunity at this point
Yeah.
to even still be around
Yeah.
at year 11. Yeah.
It's true. It's true because
Mhm.
some careers are very short lived.
Yes. Yes.
Right. And it's
Hmm.
important. You see what I love that you have such a love for basketball, as does your husband, so much so that you're Lance's backup. So you're always going to be there to help him stretch this
Yes.
out, right? Because you gotta know
Yes.
what you're doing to be able to stretch this out.
Oh, of course. I feel like we did something right. If we
There you
still
go.
around at year, we still relevant at year 11
That's
at
exactly.
this point. Yeah. So
Yep.
we doing something right. I don't
Yep.
know. I can't pinpoint it yet, but we doing something right. We doing
Listen,
something right.
I tell people
Yeah.
all the time, say what you want, but I'm still here. So
See, you can say it. I can't say that.
What do you mean? You and your
No,
baby, you're
no,
still doing
no.
this.
Yeah, yeah. You can say it. I swear I would not let that come out my mouth. I was like, okay. That's when I eat my humble cookie. I'm like, okay.
You're
Yeah.
awesome. So
Yes.
Lance will be a free agent this summer. So what are your
Yes.
hopes?
I hope. I hope you just keep getting the opportunity to play the game you love, wherever that may be.
Amen. That's right. See, I love that. And it's true. It's
Mm-hmm.
true. People, you know what? Our boys, there's so many players out there. So, like you
Mm-hmm.
said, it's a blessing that our kids are amongst those chosen ones, right?
Yeah.
Because there's so much opportunities. There's not enough opportunities in this world. And here
Yes.
our kids are given this I guess opportunity to play, and you
And
know what I
live
mean? It was a
great.
rec
And
That's
live
right.
great.
It's a
Mm-hmm.
recreational sport
Yes.
that turns into their livelihood, right?
Yeah.
They're getting paid to do what they did for free.
Yep.
So it's like, wow, good for you. And I tell my son all the time, you just better be thankful and be grateful. And he is. And he's like, I just love where I'm at. I am.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
appreciates it. He always
Yes.
says, appreciate you. I appreciate this. I appreciate where I'm at. So
Thank God for him. Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes. But like you said, you gotta
Mm-hmm.
be humble.
Oh
Gotta
yeah.
be humble.
Yes.
So
If you
so
don't, life will
yeah,
show you how to be humble.
amen. You'll get corrected. Life will correct you in a
Yeah.
minute. So
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
before we get into the fun facts, tell me, what is it like being the courtside mom to Lance Stephenson?
Woo. Well, let's see. I just enjoy him. Like I don't know. I just
Amen.
nah. I can just watch him sit on the couch. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's my child. That's my
Hmm.
firstborn. Just just to watch him play is just a joy. To see him put all those skills together, everything his dad taught him, all the hard work of running up and down these stairs in our building, working out before going to school, and it was it's been a long journey, and to watch him put it all together and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Not only is
Yeah.
he's doing it, he's enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's undescribable. It's just
Hmm.
I'm Lance's mom, and
Yes.
I just love the fact that I am his mother, that I had the opportunity to be his mom
Yep.
at this. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, see, and I used to say to myself, I always got to wake up in the morning and thank God for choosing me to be the mothers to my kids.
that's right.
You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So,
Yeah.
and that's everything. And to say I'm
Mm-hmm.
able to be a part of their journey. I had my own journey,
Yeah.
did my
Yeah.
thing. Now I
Mm-hmm.
add in children, and my journey
Uh-huh.
continues with them. So I get to watch and see what they're
Yeah.
doing and grow
Yeah.
with them. And
With them. Yes.
yep, yep,
Yes.
put my 2 cents in and then step out.
Oh yeah. Step out the way.
Yeah, and wait
Here
and
you go.
watch it.
Take
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
We're
yeah,
gonna move out the
exactly.
way.
Wait and watch it. Binoculars. You're sitting there like, okay, this is what I
Uh-huh.
think you should do. You step back and you're like this with the
Uh,
binoculars, waiting.
uh-huh.
Yeah, that mom who's waiting by the, okay, okay, wait. Okay, wait. Yeah. And that's
Yeah,
just the life we
yes, I
live. So,
enjoy. That's my story of a courtside mom to Lance Stephenson. The joy to just watch him,
yes,
just to
the
watch him.
joy. Yes.
Mm,
So, we want to know some fun facts about Lance. So,
let's see.
what was or is Lance's go-to dish that you make that he must always have?
Okay, he always loved my lasagna.
Ooh.
Okay, he doesn't eat it any longer, so I don't make it anymore like I used to. He doesn't eat meat,
Oh.
you know. Yes, so he doesn't eat. Did I lose you in there?
No, I'm here. I think maybe your
Oh,
phone
someone's
rang.
calling. Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Just don't answer
That's
it. There you go.
I think okay.
Yeah, you're fine. You're
So
fine.
yes, yeah. So he used to love my lasagna. However, he doesn't eat any longer. So I don't have any go-to dishes anymore. I
That's
can't lure him with food any longer. If that's what you asked me. It
You
doesn't
know
work.
what we need to do? We need to have a courtside moms, a barbecue. That's what we need to
Mhm.
have, and get all the
Yeah,
moms together and just make all of our dishes. You know what I mean?
yeah,
No, not a
yeah,
barbecue. We need a potluck, a courtside moms
yeah.
potluck.
Potluck.
And just
Hmm.
all of us get together and just bring our kids if they want. But anyway, and do
Yeah,
all of our go-to dishes.
yeah. Let me tell you, Wendy, when he was in college, when he was in college in Cincinnati, I would literally drive to Cincinnati and make 2 pans of lasagna in his kitchen in his dorm.
That's awesome.
and one he would eat there with the rest of the players, and
Yeah.
one he would save for later when we gone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but no, he doesn't eat my lasagna. But that's his favorite. That was
Yeah.
his favorite. Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. I know now when my son would come back and come visit, he don't eat nothing anymore. Now he's like, yeah, we're gonna order.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
like, nah,
That's it.
we're gonna
Yeah.
order. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't cook. I do still cook, but you eat like
It's
salmon,
different. Yeah.
something. Yeah. But
It's
other than that, no. He doesn't enjoy my food no more like
yeah.
that. My younger one does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So
he can afford to eat that stuff.
Yeah, there you go. I'm like,
Yeah.
he doesn't have a choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is one childhood item that he couldn't live without other than a basketball?
Okay, this is where the nickname came in. So the pacifier. The pacifier, that I couldn't pull away from him. So he would have this pacifier. He's sucking it. He'll lose it. I'm buying another one. So when he couldn't find it, he couldn't hardly talk at this point. He used to go, Bobo, Bobo. He's talking about the pacifier. So we start calling him Bobo. So yeah, he would call us Bobo, but he's really looking for the pacifier. Bobo, Bobo. So we start calling him Bobo. So that's his nickname right now.
That is
I
wow.
just call him, I call
love
him either, I call him Bo or I call him Bobo.
Yeah.
Only people who's close to us knows this.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna
I
have a
think
lot of people that are gonna know it now.
I think some people caught a hold of it, because sometimes I slip because all the guys' names are Lance. Each one of them have a nickname.
That's right.
So they hear the nickname and they like, Bo. I'm like, yeah, that's Bobo. They like, who, Lance is Bobo? I'm like, yeah. Then I slip. I'm like, I done told.
Yep.
Like, Wendy, I gotta get the headphones.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about it.
Yes. So Bobo is his nickname.
Okay.
Till today, I still call him Bo.
Once we give our kids nicknames, for us, that's what it is.
Yeah,
forever,
we stick with him forever. Yeah. So that's Bo.
Yeah, like sometimes my kids are like, Mom, don't say that out loud. Like listen, to me,
he used to say something, but he stopped. He just let me ride out with it. He's like, okay. He'll just look when I call Bo, he just look. On the court, I would yell it out too. That was another thing. That's when it started. I think the Pacers heard it. They heard it from that point. Because that's how I get his attention. I just go, Bo. And he just looks automatically.
Thank you. Yeah. I tell my kids, you turn around, do you? You still turn around to it. So
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what advice would you give to another courtside mom about dealing with a coaching decision that she does not agree with?
Okay. I don't really get too involved in that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We always, and I'm only going to speak from my experience.
Sure.
Any decision has got thrown at us, we just dealt with them.
Yeah.
And we made the best of any situation. If this makes any sense.
Yes.
So I can't, based on what you decide, is how we got to deal with it once you made the decision. So we have been through situations where things didn't go our way, but we made the best of the situation. So
right.
That's all. That's the only advice I can give.
Yeah.
I mean,
make the best.
I mean, I can't. I don't know if you could convince a coach from this changing their decision that they made. That's like trying to get the ref to change the call. I never seen that happen. So
every game, I always laugh. And I was tweeting the other day, and I'm like, the funniest thing I've ever seen is when I see the players chase the ref all around the arena.
And he's not going to change his decision. So I'm like, okay, what's the purpose?
You see them standing there, especially when you're watching on TV, or even if you're watching like live, and you see the hands in the air and they're staying there, and the referee's like shaking his head, whatever. I ain't changing it. So
right. So
go join the other four because it's done.
Yeah.
So it's so funny when you say that.
Yeah, it's like you never seen a ref reverse a call, so I don't know how you're gonna. If a coach made a decision and you're not his choice and he's going with this option, okay, I have to deal with that. Right.
That's right.
I gotta make the best of that situation
Right,
at that
right.
point.
So now, what advice would you give to a player about how to deal with a tough teammate?
Ah, tough teammate. Mm,
And then-
I don't know. I never really seen those.
yeah,
Tough
yeah.
teammate.
Well, if Lance comes to you and says, "Mama, I don't know, there's a player on my team, and
You
he's
don't
just
like me?
at me.
You
Yeah, he don't like me. He's at me. He's, you know what I mean, or he's on me every day at practice, and then on the court, he's just like, what advice
know.
would you tell? You know what, Lance? I think you should.
Go with the flow. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
we never really encountered that.
See, and I like that. I like that. See, my son's never encountered it either, where he's ever come to
Yeah,
me
so I'm like
anyway.
a top team, man. I've never heard one of
It
those.
exists,
That'd be
but
really
not everybody has to deal with that, which is good. So we just think and we hope and we pray that our kids have synergy with their other teammates, right? But there
right,
are a couple
right,
of players out there that don't want to, you know what I mean, that don't really care about the other guys on their squad, right?
right.
So I mean,
Okay,
sometimes I'm like, listen, just deal with it as you would with
right.
anybody.
Anything, right. This
Ha-
is life at that
Yeah.
point. That's
Yeah.
like going to school and you have a bully or someone who don't
Yep.
like you at school.
Yep.
So you gotta work through that.
You know what?
You
You're a
gotta
million
work through
percent
that.
correct. That's exactly what it is. It's like being
Mm,
bullied,
mm,
right?
mm. So you gotta
And
work through it at this point.
that exactly. And my last question to you, which you sort of answered it already, but let's see what
Mm.
else I can pull from you.
Oh boy, let's see.
If you could only give one piece of advice to another courtside mom, what would that advice be?
Hmm. I don't know, Wendy. You stumping me at this point. One advice that I could give her.
Or any
Hmm.
advice. Like you were saying before, keep your circle small. You know what I
Yeah, that's what I
mean?
think. That's
Yeah,
pretty much the advice I can give.
because that's
Keep your
important.
circle small. It
Yep.
is very important.
Yeah.
Stay supportive.
Yes.
You
See,
know.
that's there you go. Absolutely. That's I
Yeah,
love that because it's so true. You've experienced this.
yeah,
So, and you have experienced a lot more than I have, right?
yeah,
You know what I mean? You've
yeah.
been in this game longer than me. So, for me, you're saying your experience that I'm listening because I'm like, okay, okay.
As I think back now, Wendy, I can laugh and find the joy of it. As it was
Yeah.
going on, it
Yeah.
wasn't a nice feeling because it
Yeah.
was the unknown at this point.
That's right.
So now that I'm at as the years went by, and I'm like, okay, I can laugh about that part. Like, okay, this what happened then. Okay, and
Right.
then this happened, and
Right.
it worked. It worked it worked in the good for us, and it
Yeah.
still has been working in the good for us.
Yeah.
So my story hasn't ended yet. So I
Okay.
have more. It's been 11 years, and I hope it's another 10 more at this point. Hopefully.
Yes, and I
Yeah.
thank you so much for coming on Courtside Moms, and it's such a
Yeah.
blessing to learn about players, and
Yeah.
I appreciate what you've taught me about being a
I hope I
courtside
did.
mom.
I don't
You
know.
did.
I got so much in my memory bank to put it
Mhm,
all together. But
mhm.
it's been a nice ride. It's been a
Yeah.
wonderful ride. And I don't
Yes.
want to get off the ride yet.
You have no
So
reason to get off the ride, so you
so
enjoy the
next year
ride with
I'm
you,
looking at
your
I
kids,
still want to enjoy. Yes,
your
yes,
husband. You guys continue enjoying your ride, and I
yes,
just can't wait to get an opportunity to meet you in person
yes.
and
Thank
talk
you.
to you about more, you know what I mean, about us being NBA moms and or
Yes,
being basketball moms, right?
yes.
And you know what, teaching each other more about our journeys. So thank you so much for coming
Hmm.
on Courtside Moms.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Thank you
Amen.
so much.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Anything you want done, baby.